is the BioCircle GTI and service. So I will mute all the microphones so we don't hear any other sound. And I think you still hear me, and that's what we want. The question is why do we do this meeting about BioCircle GTI in this moment today? Because in September a lot of countries started implementing or launching the BioCircle GTI in their market. So we thought is maybe after the first week and after all this preparation of product and application, you might have a couple of questions, and before it gets difficult, we should answer them. Yeah, so on a few websites I saw already the BioCircle GTI. There are a couple of videos about the GTI in German and English language, and they are also very good for translate into your own language. A couple of them I saw already, BioCircle GTI. But yes, if you need, contact our media department. They will give you some help with translation, or the other way around. You send them the translation and they implement this in their in this video. Yeah, so if you make yourself a video, I mean, yes, this would be also nice of you if you share this with us. Maybe we can also use this for international purpose. The website GTI is already there. I saw not that many international websites. Please also contact our marketing department for getting some help for this. Getting the GTI landing page and also set the product into your range. In Germany, we start launching this already 1 year ago, so we have there some experience. And also before starting selling, we got also technical experience with 100 BioCircle that we implemented in the marketing before we start selling, just for checking if it works. So that's why, in fact, we have about 200 BioCircle in the market with GTI, and a lot from them have also the service. And it came out that customers with the service and the GTI consume much more liquid, use the BioCircle also more frequent, and have further products than BioCircle customers without the GTI and without service. So it makes sense to find these customers that agree to the service and say, yes, I want BioCircle because I have a lot of benefits. And about these benefits is the main topic of this presentation. Let's start. Yeah, so we look first a little bit on the technical details and then also what happens. So the BioCircle itself is, or actually, let's start the other way around. Why the customer buys a BioCircle? Our customers buy the BioCircle because they want to wash their parts. It's a manual part washing for degreasing. Very often is used in maintenance, but also other departments. In mass production, the BioCircle is very often used for the cleaning of before checking the tolerance. It's also very often used in a prototype workshop. It's also very often used in all sorts of places in the production department. But I think it's correct when I say most of the BioCircles are in the maintenance. And because we, BioCircle direct sales reps focus on the zebra customers, the bigger customers with probably also many departments, which have potential to buy a lot of products and a lot of volume. Yeah, because these customers are more in industry than in craft or garages. We sell a lot of BioCircle in this maintenance departments. But it could be also a product for bicycle shops or for forklift repair, and also further craft guys. But actually, industry, the tendency goes to sell more than one BioCircle to the same customer. And this is what we talk about today. So that's why customers buy this device only for washing parts. This means they didn't buy it to make maintenance. They have other things to do. It's a maintenance department. They want to make maintenance not on the BioCircle. They want to make maintenance on their production devices, in their production. That's their business. That's how they make money. They don't earn money by checking the filling level or seeing if the temperature is in the optimum window, or if the BioCircle gets a good oxygen supply. But in the past, it was also their job. And very often, they did not really know if the BioCircle shut off already because the filling level is not high enough. Yeah, few of them, but not all of them. And that's why our engineering department thought, yeah, we need to help the customer, that they can use the BioCircle for what it's meant, for cleaning parts and for helping to work better. And this is what it does. So here in the BioCircle, find in the control box a modem, and this is sending the liquid level, a couple of temperatures, and also how long the runtime of the heater, the runtime of the liquid pump, operating time in general, and also it sends information about the air pump. This goes all into the cloud. Where's the cloud? Yeah, probably not there. But this in the cloud files all the data, and for getting this analyzed at your desk. Yeah, so in your office, there are every company, or let's say every BioCircle sales organization who starts selling BioCircle I need to have a browser app access where they can follow the BioCircles that they brought into the market. Yeah, so, and to know how this works, you will get also some training session and exercise this together with our Renate Turner. Renate, are you here by any chance? Okay, we'll see if she's there later. Maybe she can also give a hint what's important with this training session, if you have further questions to this. Okay, cloud-based, analyzed, you get this on a dashboard. You check in your office, one person can check all the BioCircles that are implemented in your country, in your sales area. So, and if one of these BioCircle sent an irregular signal, and most of the time it's low-level liquid, because customer make what it's made for, use it, and used also some of the liquid, and it needs a top up. You get the message, and Yeah, BioCircle sends this low level, and you get then the you get then there's a laser pointer. So yeah, so BioCircle sends irregular signal about liquid has a low level, and your operator in the office, the BioCircle office, see this signal, gets the signal, and contact the customer. The device need to be filled. Yeah, very easy. Or with other irregular signals, then other actions are possible. Yeah. Very seldom it needs a control exchange of control box, and sometimes also not that often a service is required, maybe even earlier than the service schedule. Yeah, so, and again, we can check if the customer likes an additional service, because he needs this for active for the best possible performance. Okay. So again, now the customer just wash the parts. The customer does not need to check the level. The BioCircle itself, and this is what we communicate to the customer during the sales process. You just you have the BioCircle for washing parts, and the BioCircle, the device, takes care about itself. Because the BioCircle checks and transmits the temperature, the filling level, the temperature, and also oxygen supply to the microorganisms. So, and this, as I described before, goes then, this is then only for your information, customer. So the BioCircle device takes care of itself. It checks the right parameters. The customer is not responsible for checking the parameters. It's the device itself that makes it. So imagine how much time they save if they don't need every morning to check up the devices, if they don't need to check if there's still enough oxygen. So, and it's they don't need to break their head if they can use the BioCircle tomorrow or not. They know it will be there because the BioCircle device checks all this by itself. So, and if there is something weird, then he will get a message. And this also during the, at the end of your sales process, you ask the customer, how many people should we inform? Who should get an email to inform about low level and filling up? Shall we send this only to the operator or to the foreman, or shall we send this additionally to the purchasing department to issue a sales order? Customer decides. Now, do you want to have this by email, by SMS, or shall we call you? Or shall you first an email? And if you ignore it, ignore this, that we escalate, that we take a next escalation level to call you up before it's getting dangerous for the performance of the device. So customers had to do this before. and now it's done by the device itself, and also the backup service there of the BioCircle office will be done without the customer notice this. So it doesn't need to say that this communication is of course safe, that the data are safe, that also the technology is not, that it's not possible to compromise the device itself. Because this modem in the BioCircle can only send, it cannot receive data. So it's completely safe from any way from hacker, because we use safe transmission technology, but also even if it could be hacked, this modem cannot receive data. So it cannot stop working. So we can only, it can only send the data. So, and if necessary, then we have this server, this hands-on server from Oliver and his team, or in your country, yeah, that in Sweden William does, or in Poland Przemek and Waldek and his colleagues. This is also when I started 20 years ago with the BioCircle. No, it was maybe 15 years ago. Then we had to do the service. The sales guys did the service. And the first BioCircle, so we went there doing service, and because the customer didn't do this, yeah. So, and also then when we asked the customer, hey, but when you refill the device, then it will also work. Filtering and cleaning the air sprinkler helps the performance of the device, and that was the reason we established the service. And because we did this, because you have the service team that helps your customer bringing the device in shape, that's why you're a market leader with biological part washers in your country. That's why BioCircle is market leader for biological part washer worldwide, because of this service. Competitors from other countries, yeah, so we know some in France, some in America, even in England. They are not so eager with the service. They have not this communication with the customer about keeping the BioCircle in the optimum condition. And what we see is that the lifetime of the BioCircle is much longer than from at the customer. Lifetime at the customer is much longer. The customer is not throwing it out, is not throwing this in the corner. Even so, if the departments are changing, they use this BioCircle also in a restructuring at the next place, because it is a good device for them, and I like this organization. So that's why also the BioCircle I will help us to confirm this market position. So if I sum up, so put this again together, the main thing of the customer, why they use the BioCircle GTI, is they use this for what it's meant, for washing parts, and the rest goes by itself, without concentrating for this, without spending energy on this, because BioCircle has made it for them. Here are some more details, why it's more economical. Yeah, so, and this is also what we mentioned last time, yeah, because it's always ready for operation. It's there, fast cleaning parts. The BioCircle, you don't need to open a lid, you don't need to wait for heat up. It's always there. Press a button, clean parts, ready. Before, customers had prepared another competitor of the BioCircle cleaning device. It's already, the job is already done with the BioCircle. And the economical reason, it is, I think, more or less logic. So this is the basic, let's say, is more a necessity than maybe a benefit. Yeah. So what the real benefits are the safety and the employee-friendly design, because it's ergonomic, because the process is reliable, because of the reliability of the process. It really works. Yeah? So as I told you, we tested this already a lot, and it really works. And internationally. So in the meantime, also in countries because in all countries in Europe, also in Brazil and other countries, because it uses all frequency of the mobile service. It doesn't hook on, it doesn't need the customer's communication system, because customers would not allow this usually. It has this, it has an own SIM card, which is only necessary, only possible for data transfer. Yeah, so safe for the employee, but also safe for the company, safe to use. Yeah, and yeah, but it gets only employee friendly if it's also comfortable and has the work safety because of the chemical. I got the question, why to use the Evo liquid, BioCircle Evo liquid and not the standard liquid. Of course, you can also use the standard liquid with the BioCircle GTI. It works. The BioCircle Evo is the better liquid. It is the better standard liquid. It leaves less residues, has the better corrosion protection, and also the better cleaning performance. Last week, I showed you the MB box, MF box, sorry, MF box, multifunctional box with an option for faster cleaning with the HIP cleaning technology, high impulse pressure cleaning technology, HIP cleaning. With these, with the HIP cleaning, you create also your risk to create foam. So that's why for the MF box with a HIP cleaning function, you need the Evo liquid. Evo liquid is the better standard liquid. Yes. And also the why the BioCircle is ecological friendly, because of the very small CO2 footprint. There's no VOC inside, because VOC have also a lot very high CO2 equivalent. So with the BioCircle liquid is solvent-free, and also it is VOC-free. So a lot low. The device is not very service-oriented. So our business concept is not to provide the service. That's why we have the GTI, to reduce the service to the lowest possible level. So it's just for keeping the liquid in the best possible situation, that the liquid's lifetime is very long. And because the liquid lifetime is very long, customers don't need that much waste disposal. And is again a way to save resources. I think there are millions of further benefits, which you all know already. Microorganisms degrade the oil and grease, which is washed off the parts, and that's why liquid is used longer. This is the function. Yes. And this is our offer. This is your offer. Yeah, the easy service of the GTI. And with the normal GT, you didn't have this offer. Yeah, so and here additionally is a service that that offers the customer a lot of savings, because he gets to know what to do at the right time. Yeah? That's why it's so important for the system. Yeah, the easy segment. This is where it starts. It is usually the calculation is that there is the liquid inside and the device, if you offer this together as a package. If the customer buys liquid and device, then this easy service, you can you can think how you offer this. Yeah, this email support to get this information about the customer, about what is to do. Is there a question? I hear some sound. Yeah, so if you have a question, just interrupt me. Easy service. Then what we really want to sell is the Pro service. Pro service, you can, professional service or Pro service, you can sell as a usage contract together with liquid and device. But you can, so for example, we sell this also in Germany with 36-month contract with an annual renew, and there's an billing inside which goes up to a maximum per period. So it's enough top up, and customers gets this contact top up when he orders this within the contract. Of course, you can also order more, no problem. If it needs a top-up service, then customer decides if he gets a phone call or a video call, or if he wants an SMS, how many emails he wants to how many persons. So this is all included in the service. It is also a warranty with a 24-hour spare part service inside. And the technical video support, how to install this part. It's already planned for a later time that there is a software or program for augmented reality installing spare parts. Not yet, don't ask when it's ready. We didn't implement this yet. It's just a vague idea. But this is, yeah, so in a moment is a video support. Yeah, so here our technician in Germany has the control box in front of him, and the customer opens his and asks, what shall I do now? With the BioCircle, it was not so often necessary. We do this more often with the HDWs. Yeah. So yes, and why we do this? Because the customer wants to have this part washing always available. Yeah, I think it's time for your questions.
Roman speaking. Hello, everybody. I would like to ask you one question, Martin. Yes. You are talking here about 3 kinds of agreements. Is it already included the BioCircle device, or this is only service agreement?
Is both, actually. Good that you asked to make this clear. So here, if you see the last two lines at the bottom of this presentation, then you see here months and filling and price. So this is for the usage contract, including device, liquid, and service. So then here also SP3, SP4 depends how you formulate this or how you tell this. In the moment here in Germany, we say you get maximum 4 visits is necessary. Or you can also say you get 3 visits within the contract, and any further visit that needs additional pay. But this depends. We can check with Oliver how often they need to do to an additional service.
I'm
Oliver,
asking
in Germany.
Okay.
It's very different. We have customers that need 3 times per year, and we have customer they need it 10 times a year.
Yes, but like if we need an irregular additional service, what do customers say? So here the BioCircle tells us there's a lot of sludge on the ground of the BioCircle. Yeah. So and then what do you do, Oliver?
They get another contract and pay it.
So it's customers can buy an additional service. So
Yes,
and then the operator, the BioCircle service guy goes there and makes the service. The liquid is another time saved. Before this discussion, I talked to Oliver, and Oliver told me within this last year, none of the GTI liquids was turned bad. Didn't get a bad smell that it needs to get exchanged. So it really has, from what we can say in this moment, a longer lifetime.
Would like
this Jens speaking. I think it's up to you.
Sorry.
Jens, take a breath and say it again. I don't hear it.
Also up to you if you rent it out or if you sell it straight. So you make your own and into a package, yeah.
Yes, yeah, is exactly Roman.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Jens, to answer your question, is of course.
Can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you again. There was
Roman.
Yes. I heard you.
Yeah.
Why I was asking, the thing is that if there is written for easy that warranty is 24-hour spare parts offer, then I'm putting a question that if the BioCircle belongs to us and we are the owner of the BioCircle, then anyway we need to come and change the parts. Okay, maybe customer is able to change it themselves, but if it belongs to us, we should keep the device in a good condition. So it means to change all the broken parts.
Yes, this is a good point, Roman. Yeah, of course. If it's our device, then we better repair it because it's our device. Good point. Thanks. Yes. If the customer bought it, then he gets the warranty. Yeah. So how long this ever is, and after warranty, then he can buy the parts. Yes, and if it's usage contract, yes, this is a little bit, you're right. This is a little bit confused in this table.
We have all these three possibilities in Slovakia, that we have only service contracts where the customer owns the BioCircle. Then we have renting contract or agreement where the customer has also rented the BioCircle, or third option is just they buy it and they order service only when they want. So these 3 options. Of course, the best is to rent it completely, to keep the device in a good condition, and this renting is the best or the safe, I would say, for the future.
Yeah, I think so as well. And also from your customers, what is the most often choosed package of your customer?
I would say that it's maybe a little bit less than 50 for renting. The rest, usually they buy it, and some of them also then sign a contract for services or for service.
Yeah, so it's also tendency is that the renting customers are getting bigger, huh? Or more, bigger, not more. Bigger also, hopefully, but they also get more. We get more customers that do this.
It really depends what we offer. So we at first we offer renting, and if the customer has some internal things like they don't want to have rented something, they want to own it, and this way then we offer also selling the device. So depending of the situation, but the first option is renting.
Yes, cool. We had also some thanks Roman, perfect. Thanks also this little mistake, very good eyes, yeah, and very quick thinking also. Further questions? Then I'll have another benefit also for you. The device gives in percent, it gives the percent of the filling level. Yeah, so in the BioCircle GTI Maxi, 100% filling level is 120 liters, 6 jerrycans. With a compact, 100% is 100 liter. Yeah, so and then usually if there's place for in the Maxi, especially if there's place for 2 jerrycans, then this German office sales team calls and says, it's time. Top up the liquid. You can also do this earlier, yeah. So, but then they told me they need to call a little bit often. What is the come out of this? 46% filling rate compared to 57% before. Yeah. So, and this 7% makes 8.5 liter. In the BioCircle Maxi, 8.5 liter. If I see here, yeah, 8.5 liter doesn't sound that much, but Mishkan, yeah, our top sales guy is a lady in a small area southwest of Germany. She has there roughly 700 BioCircle installed, running. So if she convince all her customer to change to GTI, and there are also top up when Oliver's guys are calling, when the in-house office team calls them, and they also get this 8.5 liter more in the BioCircle, then this will be roughly 28,000–30,000 euro. And customers are also more happy because the device runs also optimum. No smell anymore. So that's why this BioCircle GTI in the combination with the service. So this is the next level of the BioCircle. GTI, the BioCircle GTI is only the first device. We work already at further devices and to install them also to implement them also in the cloud. To have there also later we will have probably HPI and VigoEye and maybe also an HCWI. This is all coming. BioCircle was just the first equipment. Yeah, I can imagine later also totally different business concepts. So the GTI, and if this works, then we will scale up on the other systems. So that's why it's another reason to concentrate more on this piece, GTI. Is the next. It's not only the next level for BioCircle. This is also to say we understood this disruption in the market. We understood also what is happening in the moment at our customers. A lot of our customers are in this automotive industry, and they have really disruption. They start producing different parts which they did not think of a couple of years ago. And now they change their production to make exactly these different parts, because the automobile has changed, and so will also a good part of the rest of the world also change. And the BioCircle GTI is only a little fraction of the changes that we implement together, also for helping our customers to work better. It's the products of tomorrow. We need to sell this today to be earlier than the competitors. Yes, and now the next Q&A session and your questions. Andrea, do we have already questions in the chat?
Yes, there's one from Massimo. He needs more information about the app and things like that. I can read it. I have a question already made to Renate. We need all the available info and documentation regarding the web connection system, the data transmission, the software, the SIM card, if needed, and everything about the intelligent system and its operation. Is it ready for, he asked for the Italian market, but it's also interesting, I think, for the other partners.
Yes, Renata actually it's not so much necessary that the customer also knows all these details, but why not? If they want, Renata will also tell this. She designed this, so that's why it won't be a problem. It's actually our device who sends just data from the device. So that's why it's not so relevant for the customer. We don't need the network of the customer. So that's why it's very independent from customers, and that's another point why they like it. They just need to plug in the socket with the power cable. That's it, and it starts running. So it's completely autonomous. It doesn't need a network of the customer, and that's why it's also one part of the safety. Andrea, do we have further questions? I hope I answered this, but I mean the rest of the details you will get, Massimo, you will get from Renata anyway. He's expert.
No, sorry, no further question in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, but now let's turn it around. Let me ask you a question. So you have already the customer that already has 8 BioCircle, and now he needs the ninth BioCircle. So, and now you come and say, yeah, but we have there a different BioCircle. And the customer tells you, but I'm happy with my 8 normal BioCircle GTI. Sorry, I'm happy with my normal BioCircle GT. I don't need your eye. I have 2 eyes are enough for me. What are you going to tell this customer? think, Andrea, I will stop your microphone. All other microphones with no background noise can be opened now and answer the question. How shall we handle the additional BioCircle? Customer has already the fleet of BioCircles, and now he asks for additional BioCircle, and it's the same. And why not selling the same? It's probably, sorry, it's only half of the story. In Germany, we stopped the BioCircle GT. We don't sell this anymore. We say this BioCircle GT, this is old stuff. It's not up to date. It's not this what the market use. It's maybe for distributors who don't know innovations. But our team sells this better BioCircle. So how will you manage? Any clue? Of course.
Again,
Yes.
I would say that this is not necessary to talk to customer that we have more options. I think this is it's easiest way to tell to the customer that the BioCircle was innovated. This is the new. Here are new functions, and here is the offer. So that's it. So we don't need to tell too much.
Exactly. If in a moment I buy BMW before I drove a Mercedes, and when I go there and tell them, can I please have the model that you had 5 or 10 years ago? They say, sorry, this is not available. We have only the new cars for you. So we don't have this old cars. It's a new model, exactly, and that's why it's also up to date. But we have a very good service. To save even more money and to let your people concentrate on what they do, the repair of your production machines and cleaning the parts during this process, you can get for all your 8 BioCircle also GTI control boxes. It exists already an upgrade set with the spare parts that you need for this to make from the normal GT box, the GTI box. So, and then you just exchange the control box at the customer with adding probably also the new GTI Pro service contract. Yes, any further questions? Jens, we had yesterday, we thought of further questions that we could ask ourselves if nobody is asking us. Do you remember?
There's one further question from Kajan. But hi, Kajan. Yes, I think I forward it to Renate because it's special, and she can answer you directly.
I can imagine Kajan has special questions. For example, also in some countries we connect this browser app directly to their sales CRM, to the CRM system. It's possible and it's costly. So that's why I think the number that I know by heart was something like 20 or 50,000 euro for the implementation from this data into the CRM system. The benefit of Kajan is he knows to make it himself. So that's why he also, he probably can handle it. Different to most of us. Further questions?
We talked about this 8 BioCircle. What happens if?
In BioCircle, we offer them for the 8 BioCircles an upgrade kit, an upgrade BioCircle control box.
Right.
Martin, it's Paul from England. Is the pricing for the upgrade kit in the cloud already?
Yes, should be in the cloud. It's
Okay.
also the market price, and should be also your offer there.
Thanks.
Yes. Yeah, both of the ready equipped control box and also of the upgrade kit if you want to make it yourself or if you have the staff. And I think in the most countries we have this.
Yeah, and it's just a cool addition to the services. Maybe similar to the MF box. It's just an addition. In addition to the machine is the MF box, and in addition to the service is the GTI. So it's more an advanced service tool that we can offer, and nobody else is doing this. Hey, this is great. We are in the lead and don't have to run behind a torrent or somebody. This was not a nice situation, but taking the lead, this is more funny, I think.
This is completely right, Jens. Yeah. It's another point. It's another detail where we are heading far in front of the competitor, to the benefit of the customer. Yes. So yesterday I worked with Renate on the MF box, and this is what we made. I don't know what you can see now. I will get this also. This is also. So I will upload this also in the cloud and also in the in BioCircle Slack with some additional information that we had also last week in our meeting session there, where the video session not yet worked. So again, thanks to Edgar for doing the video recording and audio recording this time. Last chance for your Kojak, no, Colombo, it was Colombo. Last chance for your Colombo question. Martin, just before we stop the meeting, I have a last question.
One Colombo question then, Martin, just as a challenge, and not for phase 1 of the development, but if it was possible for the eye to also measure pH, that would be fantastic.
It's not implemented in this version because on it was not so. It is not so easy, Paul, with the pH.
No, I agree completely.
Codes, but they need also, again, they're very sensitive and they need a lot of maintenance. So that's why in the moment we don't have this. But I know that pH sensors exist, And this would be also a question to Renate, if there could be an individual solution for an individual case for individual costs.
And particularly for when for the Vigo I and the HTW I, PH I think would be really game changing for the industry.
Yeah, yes, that's right. To check this would be is a great option. Yeah. Thanks. So good Colombo question. Thanks for joining again, and see you next time when Roman, sorry, not Roman, the Romanians will talk about their top customers with top applications. Daniel will present really the top of the pops from Romania. So it's worth visiting again next week at 3 o'clock. Same time, same location here in GoToMeeting. I send, I publish the link is again published in Slack in this webinar channel, and I will send you also next week in the morning and the afternoon an email where you just need to click to start the meeting. Thanks. Next week, sharp at 3 o'clock, top applications from Romania.
Thanks, Martin. Take care, everyone. Cheers.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Paul.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thanks for joining.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, Martin. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Roman. Thanks for your questions. Really nice. Great.
Thank you, Martin. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Great. Thanks. Yeah. Anna. Sir Martin. Very nice, Anna. We are not yet so far. Very cool.